What's up, everybody? How you doing? Doug here at the Recording Connection Audio Institute. Congratulations, you've made it to week 9. It is now time to install Pro Tools. What I've done up to this point, just so you guys can catch up, is I have gone ahead and emailed myself a copy of my ID. You can do this a couple different ways. You can take a picture of it with your cell phone and then email it to yourself, or you can use a scanner and then scan a copy of your driver's license or identification. Passport works also. I went ahead and did that prior to doing this video, and I went ahead and put this on my desktop to make things nice and easy. What I'm going to do at this point is just give myself a new browser window. Log on to my email, and then download the enrollment verification form. It came along with your Pro Tools download code. So watch this step kind of very carefully. It makes this next couple of steps pretty easily. First thing I'm going to do is open up the email itself. I'm going to copy the actual Pro Tools code, and if you'll see here, it says, please follow all instructions very carefully to install Pro Tools. Here is your code right beneath it. It starts with PTXSY. I'm going to copy this because we'll need it on the next step. Next thing I'm going to do is scroll down to the bottom of the email and download the enrollment verification PDF. Once that's downloaded, give you a picture of what it looks like. It just verifies your status with the recording connection. I'm going to go ahead and drag that now to my desktop to make this next couple of steps, again, pretty easy. Excellent. Next step is to actually log on to the Avid site. Here is the Avid website. You've got to go ahead and create an account. The way you do that is by hitting this tab right here in your top right corner. And we are going to create a new account, which is on this left side here. So, the way this works is you just enter your information here. Now that I've got all of my information entered, I can go ahead and create the account. Brings you to this next screen here, which will ask me if I want to add different accounts. We do not need to worry about that. Next step is going to be manage your account. And we're going to leave this window open. This is obviously where we will go ahead and download the Pro Tools code. So we're going to go to download and activate my products. Okay, you're going to take that code that you were given in the body of your email. Again, it starts with PTXSY. And you're going to enter it here. It is case sensitive, so enter it as PTSXY and then the numbers in all capital. After entering the code, Pro Tools gives you an EDU code. What this code is for is verifying your status as a student. This needs to be done with all academic versions, and that's the version of Pro Tools that you have. There is no decreased functionality with the academic version of Pro Tools. So all you need to do is verify your status as a student, and we're going to use a third-party website to do that. The place where this gets done is this website right here, http://www.identity.com/avid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and copy this code here. And then I'm going to log on to that website in a different window. Now we're ready to input the student verification code. So I do that, hit enter, and it gives me a dialog asking for the first name of the student. You're going to enter your first name here. Remember all these buttons that I'm pressing because you're going to do the same. So it's higher education, right here. So all that we need completed is the higher education, the birth date. The code will automatically appear here, and then the security code, which also gets placed. And continue. Now it's going to ask you for specific information about you. The privacy terms at the bottom of this page do not need to be checked. What this is essentially asking you is if they can share your information with people for marketing purposes. You can choose to do it or not to do it. Place the email in one more time. The last section contains information about the recording connection. So you're going to use our information to complete this part. School type is going to be higher education. We're located in California. The city is Los Angeles. You can get there quickly by entering LOS and then scrolling down from there. Then you're going to click the box that says, I do not see your name's school listed above the menu. Enter the name of the recording connection in the field below after checking the box. The position that you have at our school is a student. And the department is Recording Arts. The last stage is the place where you're going to actually upload a copy of the 2 documents you put on your desktop. The way you do this is by choosing the file with this Choose File button at the bottom. Navigate to your desktop and choose the 2 files that are on your desktop. You need to do it again to insert both files. Make sure you don't hit the Finish button until you've loaded both files up. After doing so, you can go ahead and move forward. The confirmation screen verifies that you have done everything you need to do to start the process of downloading your code. And the next process, what we're going to do is it says here, is we're going to wait now. Avid is going to send you an actual Pro Tools serial number, and the next part of the video will show what happens once you receive that email. All right, so that day has come. I have received my emails and ready to activate my copy of Pro Tools. So first step in doing this is going to be creating an account on ilock.com. So just type ilock.com into your browser. Come over here, sign up for free account, create free account, and then fill in all your information. Okay, for this bottom section down here, you don't need to select these. These are another thing that's asking if they can send your information. I suggest not doing that unless you want to get notifications from them, which, you know, some people do. If that's what you want to do, go ahead and do it. Create my account. Okay, it says now that they're sending an email to my email. So let's jump over to my email window. Here it is. Okay, so the email has arrived from iLock. I'm going to click this open. Click the link. Congratulations, my iLock account has now been activated. The most important thing I need to remember from this is my iLock ID. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down because we'll need that when activating Pro Tools. So next thing I'm going to do is skip back over here to my email. Now that I've got this account created, I can put it on the back burner. And if you noticed here, my Avid serial number has arrived. So let me go ahead and select this from my email. And again, this was an email that was sent to me by identity.com. So here is my email. I am now going to log on to the Avid website. Okay. Log into my account here. And then I go to this tab here, download and activate my products. I know we've already been to this site. It's a little bit redundant, and this whole process is terrible if you ask me, but no way around it. We got to play ball, and this is what Avid wants us to do. So we're at their mercy. Enter that information here. Download now. First thing it asks me, what is my iLock user ID? What it's going to do is they're going to send the license to my iLock account. Now that I've got all my information entered, and most importantly, again, is the email here, my iLock user ID here. I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. This is the money screen. This is what we want to see. So first thing I have to do is download the Pro Tools installer for my operating system. And I have a Mac, so I'm going to download this here. So I've started the download now. Depending on your internet connection, let's see what this says here. So 17 minutes. That's actually not good. But it's definitely not the worst I've ever seen. So let me wait for that to download. I'm also going to have to download this Avid Virtual Instruments installer. So let me go ahead and do that. Okay, now that we've got both of those downloading, it's just a matter of waiting. So while we're waiting for those to download, we can do something very important, and that is to transfer the license to my iLock. So let's do that now. I'm going to sign in. And it tells me first thing I need to do is install the client software. So we go over here to the download tab. I'm going to download the client installer and the driver download for the Mac OS. Those ones should actually be fairly quick. They're fairly small. Look, one of them's already done. So now that I've got this, I'm going to start this installing now. Double click the DMG file that posted on my computer and install client helper. Continue, continue, continue. Agree. It's asking me where I want to install it. My hard drive is fine with me, so let's go ahead and leave that there. Successful. So it actually wants me to start and do a restart. Generally, that's typically what they want you to do after installing the drivers. So I'm going to wait on doing that because I'm still downloading Pro Tools. The license support driver, I'm going to install that now. Agree, agree, agree. 11.1 megabytes. Put in my code. And in case you've never used Pro Tools and have no idea what's going on here, what this is all for is for that USB device that came with Pro Tools. Looks like a jump drive. Okay, it is called an iLock device, and what this does is it stores licenses for various softwares, for Pro Tools, for plugins, for the McDSP stuff. Auto-Tune uses it. A lot of different companies rely on this as a means of preventing pirating. So you have to have this installed every single time that you're running Pro Tools. So now that we've done that, next thing we need to do is restart the computer. But since I've got this downloading, I'm going to wait on doing that. Hey everybody, okay, so I've restarted my computer and I went ahead and grabbed the installers and moved them to my desktop so you guys could see exactly what I'm doing. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and install Pro Tools. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and install Pro Tools. Now it's going to determine whether or not your Pro Tools can run on your system, and this is where your Pro Tools system requirements comes in handy. These are available on the Avid website. You do not need to install the audio video engine. What that is for is if you're using Pro Tools for post production. This allows you to run the video off a separate monitor. It's kind of specifically designed for post production, so we don't need to worry about that just yet. The selection you want to make here is Avid HD, HD native, or non-HD hardware. So while this is installing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over and sync my iLock to my account. Log on to the iLock website. Your login information, if you've already selected for it to remember you, should already appear there. First thing I need to do is add my iLock to my iLock account. So it has a sync feature in place. If you're running a PC, this is best to do in Internet Explorer. For some reason, there's some problems with other browsers. Internet Explorer or Safari is the best way to go. So let's go ahead and add my iLock. What I've done right now is I went ahead and plugged in my iLock device, which again is present. It's inside the box that came with your MBox. If you open all of the pamphlets in there, where Pro Tools Express came inside that, it's like a black and purple little box type thing that folds open. There is looks like a USB jump drive. It says iLock on it. Go ahead and plug that into one of your USB ports, and then you can connect the iLock to your account by hitting this button. So providing that you've installed the driver and the client software, you should have this screen here. If you don't have this screen and it's telling you something else, then you need to reinstall both the driver and the client software. So we've done it successfully. Now we get to save and continue, and it tells me I have a new license available here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and download this license to my iLock. Okay, so we're good to go at this point. Now our license is notice the on our iLock it tells you exactly what licenses are available. It tells us that we have Pro Tools 10, not Pro Tools Express, but Pro Tools 10. It's made by Avid, of course, and it never expires. So let's take a look at what's going on with the install. We're still running package scripts. So once this is finished installing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to install the other thing that we downloaded, which is the Avid Virtual Instruments. The two together are what makes up Pro Tools. The Avid Virtual Instruments gives you, the opportunity to put The things I didn't download because I already have them on this particular computer are all of the loops that you saw present there. So tons of loops. They're called big fish loops. There's drum loops. There's guitar riffs. There's a bunch of stuff that you can actually, make songs out of, and they're all royalty free. So you don't. If you do make a hit song and it happens to make millions of dollars, you don't have to worry about paying anybody for sample rights. So I suggest you download all of those, put them in a folder, and once you get Pro Tools up and running, it's a really great way to learn Pro Tools. Just start importing those loops, do different things to them, and I'll take this time to talk to you a little about what the Recording Connection offers. Now that you've got Pro Tools up and running, obviously you have assignments and things you're required to do with your mentor, but also you have an opportunity to take advantage of our one-on-one tutoring. Myself and a couple other individuals are here to help you with that. We can walk you through, do Pro Tools tutorials. We can, I have a ton of extra mixes that you can do. 9 Inch Nails, Nirvana, a bunch of bands, hip hop stuff. Stuff in every genre, famous musicians, stuff you can mix, stuff you can play with, you can remix, and we'll walk you through not only how to use Pro Tools and get comfortable with it, but the tips and tricks from audio engineers in the business. Myself and my staff have a lot of years as an audio engineers, and so we're pretty good at this stuff, and we'll tell you our tips and secrets, and it always helps to have, an extra perspective, so to speak, rather than just your mentors. Get as much exposure as possible. If you're interested in that, just go ahead and I've put up the address to take advantage of that. It's my email address, which is at the bottom of your screen now. Just go ahead and get started with that. Send us an email. Let us know. Also, you're available to do this on your student portal site. There's a link for tutoring. So check out all that stuff. What I'm going to do now is restart the computer, and I'll see you when I get back here. We're going to do another install for the virtual instruments, and then I'm going to actually start up Pro Tools. You can see how that looks. Okay, so we're back up again. I'm going to go ahead and start the virtual instruments install. Okay, everything is installed. We have our license on our iLock. Let's take a run through Pro Tools and make sure she's good. And that'll be it for today. That's a good sign. If Pro Tools opens up, that means you've successfully downloaded your license. And it looks like we're good to go. Don't forget to sign yourself up for tutoring and have fun, create. That's what this is here for. Thanks.